Hello my friends, family, esteemed colleagues. Lately I have been receiving quite a few questions and requests to explain a little bit what is this big deal with vitamin A, because many people are writing about hypervitaminosis of intoxication from vitamin A, and referring to it as, asking question actually, can they eat liver often without going into this hypervitaminosis of vitamin A? Well, I don't really understand why is this even a question, because how do you know that you have hypervitaminosis of anything? Well, when we look on a site, let's say Mayo Clinic, or I like to use them because they have very clear site and they basically spew out the soyence very clearly. So if I look there, so safety and side effects, okay, so too much of vitamin A, what symptoms can it cause? They said nausea, vomiting, vertigo, blurry vision, headaches, diarrhea, skin irritation, pain in joints and bones. Well, everybody who has read several of my articles right away recognizes this as a symptoms of toxicity of the blood and toxic release through symptoms, depending on which organ is being used for detox. So how can this be connected with vitamin A? Well, then comes to my mind that there have been certain health gurus that tried carnivore diet, and after initial experiencing the great benefits of it, then all of a sudden some of those such symptoms start occurring. Of course, right away the scientific mind kicks in, okay, because those are, I'm talking about those are some doctors. I don't want to mention by name because then it looks like I'm picking on particular doctor. It's in general. Through science, we are giving completely wrong baloney explanations for everything, and so is for vitamin A. Now, vitamin A, retinol, retinal, we are being told that our body makes it by using provitamin, which comes from plant under the name of keratin, beta keratin. Well, we are being told that by eating vegetables, especially those with reddish colors, orange colors, they are loaded with keratin, and then body uses it to make retinol. If you put any site, scientific site, or book, medical book, the same nonsense is going to be repeated, because these are scientific facts. We are indoctrinated with them. But then, studies show that body actually, they say, well, we need it, but we need a lot of it, so we can produce a little bit of the animal-based vitamin, because plant-based vitamin has to be It's coming as a provitamin, as a solid base to make now animal-based vitamin. So they say about 7% of the ingested plant vitamin will end up being converted into animal vitamin. So you need substantial amount of carrots to produce a little bit of vitamin A. But at the same time, what is happening with the body? The body becomes orange, yellowish orange. Why? Because what is retinol? What is vitamin A? It's a biostructure of carbon connected to hydrogen. It's very similar to fat, but doesn't have carboxylic group. And it's similar to carbohydrate, but since it does not have oxygen, it's not being called carbohydrate. Okay, it's more called like a hydrocarbon. That is scientific name for it. Well, why I'm mentioning even what it is? Because it is very, very similar to fat. Fat is carbon with hydrogen. This vitamin A is the same thing, but doesn't have the carboxylic group because that is part of the fat, and which has one oxygen in it. But what is characteristic? That it is fat soluble, because it is almost like a fat. In plants, it is in oil, plant oil. Now, when it comes to an animal body, it really cannot efficiently being transmuted into animal-based vitamin A, retinol. So it basically, since it bonds to oils, to fat, it ends up in a fatty tissue. So people that consume a lot of carrots, juicing and stuff, their fat is pinkish color, yellowish, pinkish color, saturated with that stuff that serves absolutely for nothing. It's amazing that as soon as you put down, you want to check something about vitamin A and you put retinol, it will say, yeah, it is constructed in a body from provitamin beta-carotene. It is nonsense, pure nonsense. They say 7% of beta-carotene ends up being turned into carotene, vitamin, into retinol, vitamin A. I doubt that any is being transformed. I think that it's a different vibration. Plants vibrate differently, animals vibrate differently. These two vibrations do not mix. You cannot use anything to make anything of the other. It has to be converted. Conversion. Retinol, same as any other fat-based element in our body. is basically product of cholesterol. We produce fat, we can produce amino acids, we produce proteins, we produce cholesterol. But to produce cholesterol, we need either to take fat, or we need to take protein, or we need to take glucose. No other thing from plants but glucose. Well, because body can use glucose as a raw material for certain things. And I explained this. And then it can make transmutations from one to another. It happens in mitochondria. Very few people suffer from too low or deficiency of vitamin A. The sign, probably the only sign that you have from it, would be bad night vision, because it is photon absorbent. So we are being told, no, vitamin A, oh, it's very important to create membranes. Okay, so let's say we need retinol in production of our membranes, but then we need in every cell in our body, not only in eyes. Photosensible, well, as light goes through it, it will refract, showing orange color. Well, that depends on the size of a particle. All the colors. Refraction depends on the size of the particle through the media it is being refracted. Again, we have to think from a point of physics. Forget about biochemistry. It's pure baloney. It's only physics can be used because we are electronic robot. Everything runs on laws of physics. Same as with vitamin C. Very little of it, and I think none, you can use from a plant in any other way than if you oversaturate, you are putting the cells of the body into defensive position. They lock down, they stop cleansing, which then relieves the symptom of detox. So if you have skin problems, which come because of you are detoxifying through skin, and reason you don't have enough plasma in the blood, so through skin you lose this amount of plasma when you are cleansing. Now, if you start putting cream loaded with retinol, with vitamin A, you are saturating the place with this vitamin, and cells go into defensive mechanism. They close down. And no more toxins come in and out, and things start mellowing. The irritation is going away. But then you take a cream away, you wash it off, and it starts growing up again. You can achieve the same thing what you would do with this saturated cream of retinol or retinoic acid. You can put garlic there. You can put alcohol there. You can put many other things that will suppress. Most commonly, it's being used in another product of the body because, again, it's fat-based, which sticks better, stays there longer, does more harm, basically lasts longer, which will be a steroidal hormone, again, based on fat. So, When people start eating just meat products, first they feel the benefit because body finally is being stopped poisoning, and now it starts receiving a lot of minerals that it needs, and slowly plasma levels start creeping up, and as soon as they start creeping up a little bit, the body goes into, now I can release at least these terrible toxins which are underneath the skin, and all of a sudden you start coming out with pimples, and you start coming out with skin irritation. Also, before it gets there, every time before you can release any toxin from tissue or from cells, they first have to end up in the blood and make blood more toxic. And dehydrated toxic blood cannot cleanse very well, cleanse is slow. That could give you insomnia, can give you brain fog, can give you foggy vision, unclear vision. This is all toxicity. And now people, usually when they go into this animal diet, then also they are being told, no, but it's not only, okay, it's meat, fish and stuff, but you have to eat inner organs. So a lot of them start eating a lot of liver. And now we are told that liver has a lot of vitamin A. Oh, all these symptoms, I have hypervitaminosis of vitamin A. This is the only thing that comes in mind, because they don't understand anything else. Because everything we are being told by science is crap. It's completely wrong. It's completely off. Completely off. So, brain can only calculate from the information that it has received. So receives crappy information, gets crappy results. Simple as that. Again, it's not, this is why I'm not pointing now to particular doctors that came up with this conclusion, but then they spread this science through community that eats meat, because they used to eat meat. Now all of a sudden they say, no, you see, I thought so, but no, we need, because we need the beta carotene. You are getting low on vitamin A, and this is why you have a nausea, vomiting, vertigo, Nonsense. Pure freaking nonsense. We just have to know the truth. But, 20 years I'm talking about the same thing. So you can imagine how irritated I get when after 20 years I still hear the same nonsense, and now even more pronounced. Because now we have doctors that, or specialists, they have diploma. So they know everything. And now they are changing from here to there, and coming back to the oldie baloney science from the school system. There is no way, no matter how much liver you eat daily, that you are going to go into hypervitaminosis with vitamin A. Remember, body is going to take what it needs, and it will remodel what it doesn't need. And final remodeling is turning it into fat, because everything can be turned into fat, just about everything. And use it as energy. We can never get into hypervitaminosis when we eat correctly, no matter how much we eat. Yes, you can get into hypervitaminosis by juicing, because you would never ever eat that many, what is it called, carrots? that you consume while juicing. You need 1 kilo of carrots to make a glass of juice. And then you drink 2 or 3 glasses of juice. You're eating 3 freaking kilos of carrots a day. Well, body will absorb beta-carotene. It's with oil. And then, since body cannot use it, it will try to eliminate it, and it will also store it with the fat depots, so in your fatty tissue. And your whole skin. We have fat deposits everywhere because this is where we should draw, our cells should draw energy from. So your whole body starts getting pinkish and orangey, yellowish, orange-yellow color. Even white of your eyes, your eyeballs. And we say, no, it's very healthy. I'm eating healthy. I'm juicerating. Wake up, morons. Wake up. Plants are not good for us. Simply, they're not good. There's nothing that plant offers that you need except because of our vibration. Very similar to us, but different. It can be used to suppress certain systems in our body. And we use them as medicinal remedies for that reason. That's the only benefit you can get from a plant. Nothing else. Yeah, from coconut you can get coconut water. From Palma viajera, I don't know how it's called, the palm that looks like an open hand, flat. I have one in the garden, which accumulates water in a stem of its leaves. And when you are thirsty, if you are in nature and there is no water, you see this palm, you can just poke a little hole and just drink the liquid from the leaf itself. It's drinkable, has certain minerals in it, definitely not nearly enough that the body needs, but it will sustain your thirst in the nature until you get your minerals from the animal that you eat, not from the freaking plant that you eat. Body does not use carotene as a provitamin for manufacturing of vitamin A. This is scientific bullshit. It ain't happening. Other than in biochemistry. In a lab, they are convincing us into this. It's a different freaking vibration. It cannot be done. We receive vitamin A when we eat other animal, in the fat of the animal. Not even from a meat, but from the fat. It's a fat soluble, it will be stored in fat. If you receive more than body needs, it will store it in the fatty tissue. If by any chance it's even more than that, which would never ever happen when you are eating normally. It can only happen if you take supplementation, because then it's loaded with this crap. Then body will be also forced to eliminate it. But for this it needs plasma. If you are low on blood plasma, it's not going to be eliminating it through urine, it's not going to be eliminating it through diarrhea, but through the skin, and you get skin problems as mentioned in the symptoms. But the symptoms are not characteristic for vitamin A overload or elimination. And most likely, and I would say 99.9999999, as many nines you can put behind, is not going to be because you are eating too much liver or too much meat, but because you are stuffing yourself with type of a vitamin, provitamin, that your body cannot use because it's not made for your body, it's made for freaking plant. Start realizing that every supplement that is based on plant comes from plant. and is being sold to us as beneficial supplement to our body. It's pure crap. It's doing the opposite. It's poisoning you. Body will have to eliminate it. It cannot use it. As simple as that. So if you are on raw meat diet and now through the community is being spread, oh look, you see that doctor, that they know, and now they discovered that this is how it works, and they know the mechanism, and they just give you the scientific bullshit from the books that we are given, from these scientific final studies, which are nothing more than script to read to mislead people. Mainstream media, mainstream doctors, same freaking thing. Mainstream media talks politics, mainstream doctor talks health, medicine, in the same nonsensical way. One and the other, hand to hand, same crap. We have to realize this. There is nothing truthful in what we are learning in medical school. Nothing. And this is why doctors cannot do anything. They can play with symptoms. And how? By suppression, not even by benefiting. Always suppress, suppress, suppress until suppression is no longer possible and patient is pronounced autoimmune, becomes immune on his own body. What the freaking nonsense. So please wake up, learn the truth. Thank you for listening. Anything else need to be broken down and demolished? Let me know. Love you all. Namaste. God bless you.